This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Innsbruck travel trailer. The model number is 279BH, as in bunkhouse. So this is not a floor plan video, it's a how-to video. So I'm just going to take you through the trailer and show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So starting here at the door side rear, you see you have regular scissor type stabilizers. You have one of those on each corner and you get a crank with it. This is your outside kitchen area, so you have two burners here, two burners there, plus a small refrigerator. Now this has to be plugged in to the gas, which the hose will probably be in here, yeah, right here. So you can see it's got a quick connect here, and this part will connect to here, and then underneath the trailer you have another quick connect, and so it attaches right there. So you have to connect the gas or the appliance to the gas before you use it. Okay, so you have a power awning with a built-in LED strip, and this right here is the vent for your range hood. So if you're going to run the fan in the range hood vent, you always want to make sure that that baffle in there is free and flapping freely. So you can reach up with your thumb and kind of pull out on it. If it's locked in place, it'll start flapping freely. Anytime you're venting to the outside, you want that to be flapping freely. Otherwise, you can just keep it shut. Outside speakers, of course. This is your vent for your furnace. This is a TV signal out right here, and some power in case you want to put a TV out here. You have fold up stairs, and of course you can adjust the legs independently of each other if you want to. Let me flip this around here, hold on while I see it. There we go. Okay, so here, this is your hitch. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control, so it's a good one. We'll show you how it operates when you pick up your trailer. Also in here you have your dump hose, and you have a little reducer to reduce your power cord from 30 down to 20 amps. And then way back there underneath the box you have your crank, your 3/4 inch crank. Now you have two LP tanks which are full. You have a brand new deep cycle marine battery, and this is a kill switch. If you want to shut the battery off, you can shut it off right here. This is just in case you want to hook up a solar panel battery charger. It's just a kit that you can get. This one's made by Furion, and it would just plug in there and you can charge the battery if you need to. It's just an option. You have a power tongue jack, and keep in mind that if this ever fails, you can pull this plug up here and you can put a socket on there, and you can actually crank it manually. Just put it on your power drill or whatever, so you can always get yourself out of trouble. So you can crank this manually if you have to. Okay, so this is just the other side of your pass-through here. Now this is your there's two ways to get water to the trailer. There's the city water hookup, which is the most common way, and then you also have this way right here. This is your fresh tank fill. So if you're camping someplace that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, let's say an older state park or something that's really boondocking or out and really rustic, you can pre-fill your tank, your water tank, and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. All the all the plumbing will work as though you have city water, but you'd just be pumping it out of the tank. Okay, your slide room here, of course. I guess you recognize that, huh? This is your power cord, your short cord. It's 30 amp, 25 feet long. And like I stated, you do get a reducer if you want to plug it in at home too. These are your dump valves right here. So you can see you got your gray, which is sink and shower water, and then you got your black, which is toilet water and waste. So you have both of those. And back here is the city water hookup that I told you about. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just put your hose on there and you're all set. Like I said, if you're going someplace with no city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank and do it that way. Also, this is pre-wired for a backup camera, so if you ever want to get a backup camera for it, this is a Furion type camera, so you can just, it'll just fit right in there, and when you turn on your running lights, it would activate the camera. Alrighty. So, this is just more storage here. Under here. This is your water heater. So, you can see that this is your drain plug here. It takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket, so you can remove it, and it screws right in here. That's where your plug goes. Now, keep in mind this works on both gas and electric. You can never run it without water in it. So if it's drained out, you want to make sure you fill it before you turn on the heating element or the gas burner. Oh, never run it without water in the tank. So this switch here. This controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. You have a gas burner here. Remember that switch is there. That's how you turn it on and off. Never run it without water in it, like I said. Right now it's bypassed because it's winterized. So I'm told that you want it de-winterized when you pick up, but keep in mind there are bypass valves on the back of this water heater that you need to use when you're winterizing. And to access it, your bottom bunk, the board that the mattress fits on, comes up so you can access your water heater from there. Okay. This is just cable and antenna through, or cable and an antenna through. Okay. So it's important. The manufacturer states every 90 days you should inspect your roof. So keep in mind you need somebody to go up there and check out the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation. It's been inspected, it's in good shape right now, but you want to continue to inspect it, so in case you do have to repair something, you can take care of it immediately. Check all the roofing attachments and roofing material just in case it was damaged by a low branch or road debris flying up there. Check out the sealant to make sure there's no cracking or separation, things like that, okay? Alright, so let's go inside. Okay. Alrighty, so the fireplace is running. Okay. So, just so you know, you can access from this side or the other side. This is, let me get my flashlight out. This is where the water pump is at. Now this type you can take the hoses off by pulling that. I don't know if you can see that blue plastic piece, but that's what locks it on. This also comes with a winterizing hose right here. All right, so that's the hose used to winterize it with. You would take off that intake hose from the water pump and snap this one on, and then put the other end into a gallon of antifreeze. All right, let me put that back. Okay. Your control panel, you have your slide room here, your power awning here. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, make sure you roll it in. You got your levels, battery, fresh water tank, black and gray. They graduate up in 1/3 increments, so keep that in mind. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the gray and the black tank. To light your water heater on gas is right there. That's the fault light up there. To turn on your water pump, it's right there. That's if you're pumping water out of the fresh water tank. Or you also use that for winterizing the trailer, of course. These are all lights. Alright, over here, obviously you have 3 remotes, TV, sound, bar, and then your fireplace. Keep in mind there's also a switch right here, a master switch that you turn on and off, so don't forget about that. But you can change the color like so, and like so. Wait a minute, let me get the right one here. Like this. You change the color of the crystals, that sort of thing. It also has a timer, so you can set it to turn on and off when you want it to. Just remember the switches are here, but there's also that master switch right there. Don't forget about that. Now your sound bar, it has an FM, it's FM radio, not AM, just FM. You have a USB, so you could put all your albums on one USB drive and take them with you, for example. You have Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or your tablet and stream off of that. This HDMI is an in. There's, in case you have like a portable Blu-ray player, for example, you can go into the system right there if you needed to. 2 speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So there's a lot you can do with it. Of course, your TV. Always make sure it's latched when you put it up there so it doesn't get damaged in transit. We've got 2 straps on this one. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. I think there's your... Let me just look in here just so I can get an idea where things are at. Okay. Okay, so this is the cover for your sink. I know the camera work isn't the best, I'm sorry, but I'll try and pay attention to what I'm doing here. This is your furnace down here. This is obviously a microwave, works like any other microwave. This is the range hood I told you about. You run the fan just like that. Remember, open the baffle on the outside if you're going to be venting to the outside with this fan. It's very important. You have a light here also. Now, this is the switch for the refrigerator. Your refrigerator works on 12 volt DC. It's a DC refrigerator. So when you're traveling down the road, you have different options. You can leave it on, and it'll be basically drawing power from your battery, and your battery will be being recharged by your tow vehicle's alternator. So you can do that, right? But if you don't want to be drawing power from any of it, you can actually just shut the whole thing off right there. So you have those options. Freezer, and always use this latch so the door doesn't fling open and damage, get dents in it or that sort of thing. Okay, let me see here. So you have your range. I don't know if this has been, the tags have come on and off. I don't know if they've, where we're at with that. Oh, okay, it's good. So the gas is on. So you're just going to turn them on and spark it. You spark it by turning this left knob clockwise, and it'll spark, right? When it comes to the oven, there is a pilot light all the way to the back, and let me see if I can spark it so you can see it. Yeah, so you can see it sparking back there. So what you're going to do with that is you're going to come to the last knob on the right, which is the oven knob. You go to the picture of the flame, which means pilot, and then you depress it. Keep it depressed all the while you're lighting it. You'll start sparking it with your other hand, and when you see it light down here, you still hold it in for another 10 seconds or so to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature. It cycles as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, of course, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Always have this cover shut when you're traveling so it doesn't break. I'm looking here. Let's see what we got. Okay, this is a jackknife sofa here. So this jackknife's flat. You can turn it into a bed. You can also drop these poles of this dinette table down onto these and put the tabletop down on these cleats here. Use the back cushions to fill it in, and you've got another bed there. These, of course, are your keys. Okay. Your thermostat is here. You just use the mode button. You hit it once, it lights it up. Every time you hit it, it goes to another mode. It'll go fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then it'll go to cool, which is air conditioning. Then it'll go to furnace, which is your LP furnace. If it gives you an option of fan, always choose auto if it gives you that option. Alrighty. So this is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. You can see it's green. The LED is green. It should always be green. If not, you get it serviced. So this will tell you if you got a carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas buildup. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, shut the gas off of the front, figure out what's going on. Here, let me show you here. LP is good. Carbon monoxide coming up. Okay, and then back to green. So keep that in mind. This is your power converter here. This converts AC to DC power. So on this side, you have regular 110 AC circuit breakers like you'd have at home. They're all labeled here, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. So you can see you got 12 volt fuses and they're labeled. So that's where the 12 volt power comes from. It also comes from your battery. This is also a battery tender, which is a semi-smart battery charger. It'll always sense how much energy your batteries up front need, or battery up front needs, and keep it charged. If it's topped off, it'll just trickle a couple amps to maintain it. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs to keep it charged up front. So as long as you're plugged in, this will be charging your battery also. Okay? These two 40s are masters. So if you get a wild power surge or a lightning strike or something at the campground and your 12-volt side goes out, you always look here first, because that's where it's going to be. 9 times out of 10, that's what's supposed to happen. That protects the whole side. So keep that in mind. You could carry a few extra 40s and some 15s, just, you know, an assortment if you choose. You'll probably never have to use them, but if you need them, you got them. Okay. Alrighty. This is just storage under here. Sorry about my camera work again. Okay. Alright, so let me see here. This panel is your access panel for the plumbing on your bathtub, just so you know what that's for. Okay, first of all, you have a GFCI plug here. You can see it's green, it's working good, it's got the buttons on it like you'd see at home. All the plugs in the trailer are wired to a GFCI, even the one on the outside. So just because it's not physically a GFCI doesn't mean it's not wired through it. All of the plugs are wired through it. So if it pops outside, you're going to reset it in here. Wrong switch. Okay. So the shower works like any other shower. The sink works like any other sink. Okay. The toilet is an RV toilet, and so it sits right over the black tank. Black tank is directly below. There's your flush pedal right there. So when you get to the campground, your black tank's going to be empty, of course. So you pull into your campsite, you plug in your power, hook up your water, then you'll come in here and you'll put 1 dose of chemical in the bowl, and then you'll step on the foot pedal and hold it down. Let at least a gallon of water along with the chemical flow into the black tank below, and then you're ready to use it. You can't use it dry, because if you do, the smell will be terrible, plus it can get clogged up. So you always start using it with chemical and water in it. You never use a dry black tank. You have a fan here. This is a 3-speed, I believe. Yeah, this is a 3-speed fan with a power vent, or not a power vent, with a vent that goes up. You can operate it right there. It's got a shroud over it, so you can open it during the rain, that sort of thing. This is a neat thing to have, because another function for it is if you got a bunch of people over and it's the time of year where you're getting condensation from your breath, if you just turn this on low, it'll suck all the condensation out. You'll never have an issue with it. So use it for that also. I think there's another one actually in the bedroom too. We'll look at that. This is your bunkhouse, of course. TV hookups, 3 bunks, and a small closet. Okay. So we go up front now to the master bedroom. Let me do it this way. Okay. So if you pick up the bed, there's some storage underneath it, right? You have a TV hookup. Your remote is over there, of course, and it's on looks like I don't know if it's a swing out bracket or what, but it's on a bracket. There is another power vent here, so you have 2 of them, which is great. When you look at it on those days where it's not really warm enough to use air conditioning, you can just open your windows and put these vents on, and it'll cool it right down. So, okay. Windows and blinds. If these blinds start sliding down on their own, you know, you don't want to have to go to an RV place if you're traveling. Just keep in mind you can tighten these here. When you tighten it by wrapping it around here, like you see what they've done, it'll actually makes this stiffer. It makes it harder to move it up and down. You don't want to go overboard or you'll break it. But if you have an issue where they're just sliding down automatically, you can't keep them up, wrap it around and you'll see that it makes it stiffer. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I think that might do it here. Let me just look around real quick. I believe that's it. Yes, yes. Okay, so don't forget that's the switch for your refrigerator. Okay, so first I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please keep in mind what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's very important to stay ahead of anything. So you want to inspect it just to make sure everything's okay. If you see any issues, take care of it immediately. Right now well, I don't know what it's going to be when you pick up. Right now this has antifreeze in it. I'm told that we're gonna take the antifreeze out for you. So either way, it's winter time, and however we end up, it has to have antifreeze in it for the winter time. So keep that in mind. That has to be winterized. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.